And we are live. This is the wood where you get what, Miss Raven?
What? It's so good.
That is a fact, Jack. It is Thursday night. We are joined tonight by John Morgan's Zipper, and looks like it anyway. Yeah. Okay, John. How you doing? Actually, I'm doing quite well this evening. I have a red mark across my balls.
That's an assertion.
That's an assertion. That's pathetic.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're also joined by Red Eye.
Yeah.
Who was recently voted most likely to piss PIMPMUNK off tonight.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to poll. Let me piss the rest of the folks off. So the other day I was telling you how I had this really big gnarly spot in my face that my GP didn't want to touch, and one on my back. He actually sent me to a cancer clinic. And usually when your local doctor does that, it's because it's going to be bad, and they're scared to do it themselves because they don't. Yeah, and go to the cancer clinic. There for 2 minutes, dude just basically goes, boop, boop, boop. And for some reason, every doctor in my local area now is Indian. It's great. I don't mind. But it turns out, because I'm getting old, nearly 50, it's what's called, they call them fucking barnacles of all things. It's like, all right, I'm like an old boat. I'm getting fucking barnacles.
He doesn't.
I'm not going to die. I was
and
trying to fucking stretch it out to
it's a good thing.
Let everyone down with the fact that I wasn't going to fucking die. And they're all going to be depressed and shit.
But it took you 37 minutes.
You told me you were a bot, but you're really a doc. You have barnacles.
Yeah.
Like a duck.
I'm a robo.
You're a rowboat.
Why is it when you say duck, it sounds like doc?
I don't know.
I said doc.
Not you raising. No, it's what are you trying to say?
DOCK, doc. Something that would grow barnacles. Ducks don't grow barnacles.
Some ducks have barnacles.
That's a problem. I would assume that's a health problem if that's
You've
actually.
Never heard of the great white barnacle duck of Canada?
There's probably barnacle worms shooting out of ducks all over Alienville.
You're a barnacle
just
worm.
passed abortion down.
Oh, speaking of abortion.
Oh, good.
I don't want to talk about abortion. I really don't, because like today I had a slight bit of a discussion with a female friend of mine who happens to be very feminist, and I love her to death, right? And she loves me to death. And sometimes we have conversations that it gets a little heated because she said, well, you really can't have an opinion because you're a man. I said, bullshit. I said, I can't have an opinion, but my opinion shouldn't control what you do with your body, but I can still have an opinion.
Yeah.
Now, my opinion should not make the law because I am a man and it is a female body, but I am allowed to express my thoughts on the fucking matter.
You're still a citizen in a collective, so yeah, you're a constituent. You absolutely do get a say with your vote. I mean, just the same as anybody else. Why shouldn't you get a say with your vote? It's still.
And I wasn't even agreeing with her, though. That's the thing. I was agreeing with what she was saying mostly. And she said, but you can't really say anything. I said, yeah, I can say shit.
You can have feelings about it, too.
Yeah.
Here's the thing people got to remember. This is what this is doing. It's a federal decision that puts the onus back on the states. It's not a complete federal banning of this stuff. So what's happening right now is there are actually states that are creating laws to protect bodily autonomy in that. Now, there will be other states, conservative states, are going to go the exact opposite direction and create the 6-week law, blah, blah, blah. There are going to be other states that don't go down that path. So it's not like every state.
And we can say which states, and we pretty much know which states is going to do it. We pretty much know which states are going to go with what rule and what law. Like the state I'm living in, abortion is gone. Right? They only have one abortion clinic in the whole state. They shut it down like last year or some shit.
Right. So the idea behind America is if you can't all agree about something, that's why you've got all of these states. So each individual state can then make their own decision about how they want to run it. run things.
But
and
it's
this is
so
kind of
crazy.
This is
though.
Fair
this is,
gauge.
if you're looking at how America was designed to run, this is actually it's run under spec. There was a federal decision, and they're going to kick it back. They're kicking back the onus onto the states, which is kind of how you guys do things over there. You're the mirror opposite of us. We do things federally. Our federal government can override the states, whereas your states can basically go to the feds most of the time.
But they can do
it. Well, the feds can enforce the laws if the states
enforce the places. Yeah. But you've just had a decision where the onus has been taken away from the feds and given back to the states. You very rarely see that in Australia. What will happen is the feds will come in, take the state to court, slap them with a big federal.
That's what they do with the weed thing, right? It's state legal, but it's not federally legal.
Yeah,
they're voting on it in different states, but it's still federally illegal.
And speaking of, I wanted to bring this. I wanted to kind of make that segue because I wanted to bring something to your attention, Red Eye and Raisin, because you guys like to smoke weed. This be interesting to you, and it's also it affects my state. My state passed medical marijuana, right?
Cool.
They passed it, but then they passed it statewide. But then the state Senate was like, wait a minute, we don't like that. So we're going to let the counties decide if they bring it in or not. Each county. So, and guess what? My county said no. Well, no. Let me rephrase that. The First Baptist Church of New Albany decided that we were not going to, because that's the church with all the big money, the big rich people, and it's literally like I'm living like 2 fucking blocks down from it. It's the biggest church. It's a huge fucking rich motherfuckers, and they decided that we don't have weed in our town.
They did that one time with same-sex marriage. They're like, oh, we'll just let the states decide whether to legalize it or not. And then the Supreme Court came in and was like, we decided it's unconstitutional.
And see, somebody like me needs medical marijuana. I really do. I need medical marijuana because I can't take opiates, right? And everybody knows the reason I can't take opiates because I'm an addict.
Yeah.
So I like suffer. Like this past weekend, the pain that I had in my shoulder shit was ridiculous. And I had somebody offer me a fucking Percocet, and I'm like, no. And I suffered but if I had medical marijuana, it would help.
Yeah, it does.
And so it's like,
can you even get the CBD there?
Yeah, you can get CBD.
You should at least get that until they get their heads straight and out of their assholes.
Yeah, but I don't want to buy CBD. I will only buy CBD from a pharmacy.
Yeah, they've prescribed me like steroid tablets for pain.
Really? You're having
for migraine.
You're having a flare up too, aren't you, buddy?
Yeah, felt like shit last week.
I'm telling you, your face. I can tell a little bit in your face. I'm not making jokes about it. I'm saying you can just tell.
Yeah.
You look like you got allergies this week. I have
allergies.
allergies whooping my butt.
You're an allergy.
I feel like an allergy.
You are an allergy.
John, don't sweat it. I've literally got barnacles on my fucking face and back. So don't worry about it.
Also in the news, of course, me and Razor was discussing it before everybody else came in earlier. The Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. Amber Heard testified today.
She fucking stole. No. Plagiarism alert. She stole lines from a movie script from that phone, the one about Mr. Ripley. She stole
Mr. Ripley.
Yeah. She stole Johnny is the sunshine blood. That's from Mr. fucking Ripley. Those 2 lines she read out are dead set from the fucking script, but they changed the name to Johnny.
Anybody who's interested, go check out Gone Girl.
Yeah. And she was
Gone Girl.
And I'm like Raisin. Me and Raisin was talking about this earlier. The one thing I can't stand, and Raisin said the same thing, is that to see somebody cry, but there's absolutely no fucking tears.
Like all the sounds, she's all. Asking for a break, but not a single tear. It was demented to watch.
Yeah, that's histrionic personality disorder.
Yep.
She wasn't flushed at all. No redness of the face at
No,
all.
it wasn't.
And she instantly snapped out of that. And did you see her fake?
Every time there was an objection, she went stonefish and then right back to her heavy breathing and then into her acting.
And the funny thing is, now I do agree with Raisin on this too. We talked about this 30. At one point, Johnny did bust out laughing when she was talking about him pissing, pulling his pecker out in front of people and pissing. He busted out laughing. That ain't gonna look good for him laughing while she's testifying.
It may, or really depends. It could potentially play bad for the jury. It could potentially, but we can't see the jury because
the
they're
whole
being
courtroom laughed. The whole courtroom laughed.
I think so. I think so too. And there were a couple times I watched
didn't see the whole courtroom. I only seen when he laughed.
He side-eyed the jury a couple times, and I can't see the jury, but I saw her reaction to it.
And I think he's definitely fucking his lawyer.
She didn't look pleased about whatever reaction she was not getting or getting out of the jury.
She wasn't pleased. And
she rolled her eyes at one point. She side-eyed the jury. She looked away towards the judges stand, and then
that girl got mental issues. Like seriously, that girl got serious mental issues, and I really think she needs to get help. Like really some serious help, because she's got problems.
Yeah, a permanent psychiatric institution. Look, I had my negative opinions about her before this, and I'd heard this. I'd heard people throw it around, and I'm like, that's a bit over the line. But with all the different stuff that's come out, I think he might have gotten off lucky. Like I think he might have gotten off lucky. If you want my read on people, it's possible that she was setting him up for something far worse. He's really lucky that his money fell through when it did, because the next fight after the money fell through seems like when he said he was done and she went to file first and then went for the ex parte TRO, and then it was on like going from there.
I found the lines. So Amber Heard's opening statement. The thing is with Johnny, it's like the sun shines on you and it's glorious. And then he forgets you and it's very, very cold. When you have his attention, you feel like you're the only person in the world. And that's why everybody loves him so much. So here's what Marge Sherwood, the character from the movie The Talented Mr. Ripley, said. The thing is with Dickie, it's like the sun shines on you and it's glorious. And then he forgets you and it's very, very cold. And when you have his attention, you feel like you're the only person in the world. And that's why everybody loves him so much. She fucking stole those lines. And I bet you, if you start analysing the rest of her testimony, they're probably going to have to go back and change it now that they've just been busted wide open. And the only people that reported on it for the first 12 hours were YouTubers and social media users. The mainstream media fucking ignored it.
Oh, no, the social media networks are fucking keeping up with this shit, boy. Mm-hmm. You did say they're covering you can watch the trial on Twitter every day. I don't know if y'all know that. It's right on the main page.
Yeah, you can watch it on all different YouTube channels too.
Yeah, and TikTok. It's all over TikTok live, the trial. I mean, there's like so many channels. It's like the biggest thing going on in the social networking area. It's a big deal, and you know, it's because why is it a big deal? That's another hint. Here's why. Because we really like to see people who are more successful than we are, knowing that they're fucked up too.
I think it's also like in a lot of
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is happening right now at Red Eye's house. Please call. Please check up
nothing to see here, folks. Just just preparing dinner.
It's like a Fargo wood chipper.
And Leatherface has entered the fucking living room.
You know. It's just easier to dispose of dead hookers once you've put them through the wood chipper a few times and minced them.
Look at the shade. I want to show you the shade that PP Gates throw into the chat room right there. Greetings, Raising, Pimp, and Red Eye. You know there's a fourth person here, right, Pip? Why does she dislike you so much?
I don't know. I generate a lot of haters.
Stop generating him.
He was here. It's kind of been ever since the day where he was talking about the fat bullying stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know.
Well, I mean, that whole shtick derived off of John's a nerd, and we bet he was bullied in school. And it's like plot twist, John's the bully. So all that was just kind of like
I don't think anybody thought you were bullied.
It's having trouble with this one. Oh, she's a big one.
The big chunk.
She's a big
I've got
one.
stuff. Gotta poke that through. God damn it.
You gotta try to pop it through where the cartilage is connecting the bones, not directly through the bone, man.
What's good on the wood? We're good on the wood, Drunken Crow. And I want to see Drunken Crow, and I want to see Billy Boy Blue have a tip battle tonight. I ain't had a tip battle in my chat room in ages. And if you don't know what a tip battle is, well, John Morgan's been involved in tip battles in my chat before.
I just wanted to say, if you want to get rid of any incriminating evidence, now's a really good time to come over and throw through the chipper.
Yeah. But anyway, that's when you battle each other, tipping, so who can outdo each other. Because I really need some bills paid, because quite possibly may lose my electricity tomorrow. It's not funny, but I'm getting so sick of it. Gene, how was your penis the other night? Oh, yeah, that is true.
My penis the other night?
No, he said he was your penis the other night. Drunken Crow was on the show. And the reason I said he looked like your penis, probably, because he was so fucking red. And come to find out, folks, if you were worried about him, it was the green screen or the effects. Because after the show, we told him to turn it off, and when he did, the redness went away. But he did look. He was worrying me a little bit, to be honest with you. I was kind of worried, but then I seen it was just a. What do we like? Streamlabs, right? Well, you can tip however you want to, Billy Boy. The best way to tip would be Cashapp. But any way you want to. Anyway, Billy Boy. Anyway. And John Morgan said he would strip. By the way, also, Saturday, day after tomorrow, we will be starting the Sons of Anarchy. Watching that show. I gotta find where they're streaming it though. I think the only place they're streaming it is on Hulu, and I don't have Hulu.
I have Hulu.
Well, maybe we'll get John. Maybe help us out then. Because they used to have it on Netflix, but it ain't on Netflix no more. And it ain't on Prime either. By the way, John, since me and you do like a lot of the same kind of shows, dude, have you checked out the War of the Worlds series?
No.
Oh my God, it's so good, brother.
Yeah, the last I remember the Steven Spielberg War of the Worlds. It's probably one of his worst movies.
I thought it was okay, but it wasn't great. But this series is phenomenal. By the way, folks, I got Epics on a deal on Prime. It was like they run it for like 99 cents a month, 3 months or whatever. So I got it. Epics has some badass shows on it. Some really good TV going on Epics right now. But War of the Worlds show is phenomenal. It is really, really good. I started watching it today, and it hooked me immediately. To me, it's a lot like, it's like, because it's, the aliens. We all know what the story is. It's aliens attacking. But, it's setting, they have these little groups of people trying to survive, like Walking Dead in a kind of a way. It's got that kind of vibe to it, but it's not like Walking Dead. It's really good. It's really good.
Oh, what's interesting about the book is it was actually written in like the 19th century. And it takes place in the 19th century. So it's kind of interesting seeing like an alien invasion story and that kind of perspective where in a horse and carriage kind of society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does it take place in the 19th century in the show, or?
No, it takes place in modern day. Modern day stuff.
Remember in the original movie, they had UFOs. They didn't have like the tripods, and then everyone was saying that the Spielberg film ripped off the creatures in Half-Life 2 because the video game was inspired by the tripods in the book.
Well, this is the machines are like, they're kind of like dogs in a way. They're built like dogs, 4-legged. and it's really neat. I mean, I'm telling you, I honestly, and the writing is phenomenal. Of course, it's not. It's a show, so they're their own kind of adaptation. If you're like a stickler for books, you might not like it. It's got to be just like the book. Well, no, to me it don't. It's a good show. I like it a lot. Anyways,
it was a continuation of the War of the Worlds story. It was a cartoon done, and it was fucking awesome. Tells the story of, I think it was 10 or 20 years later, the fucking Martians come back, except this time we've reversed engineered some of their shit, and we've now got pretty awesome weapons to fight against them. And yeah, it tells the story of how they fight a second war. That is fucking awesome, that cartoon. If you have not seen it,
yeah.
Try and find
but real
awesome.
Quick, Billy Boy gave $2. Billy, what's up? You said you had this damn stock money tonight. But anyways, he said, let's start slow. Oh, okay. Tip battle initiated. So he's challenging you, Crow, and whoever else wants to be in the battle. He's challenging you. He said, you're a bunch of pussies.
Ooh.
No, but I remember when Netflix first originated, and most of their business was from like mail-in. But if you had like digital Netflix, yeah, it was nothing but schlock. It was nothing but crap.
Yeah.
But then they went from being that to like one of the only streaming services. So everything was on Netflix, and now there's like. Yeah, now there's like 1,000,001 streaming services. So now
Netflix is starting to say, and they're also starting to charge way too much for a service that isn't that good. I mean, they're charging $15 now if you want to watch it in HD. $15 fucking dollars, and there's other streaming services that are just better.
And they're going to crack down on password sharing, and the other.
And I would never share my password account ever with anybody.
Well, other streaming services are also making really bad shows. So apparently we can all rejoice because Batwoman has now been fucking cancelled. Thank fucking God. That show was just shit.
Epix is making epic shows. So they got a good name. Right now, they got some good ass show. That one other to that show was what I tell you was From? Yeah, From. That is creepy but awesome.
Who made the new Halo show? Is that on Netflix?
No, it's on Paramount Plus.
Right. Well, those people can fuck off because Master Chief is like Judge Dredd and not supposed to take his fucking helmet off. You twat waffles.
Well,
and there's a person out there that's writing articles and it says, "Why Master Chief taking off his helmet is a good thing," or "Why Judge?" No, it's not a good thing. Please fuck off. Your argumentation.
Took his helmet off in the books.
Well, I'm talking about just well-known law. I don't think. Have you ever seen Master Chief's face in a game? That's the question I'll ask you.
But the books were fucking terrible. Like I read them when I was a kid, and it was like
read the books.
It was like somebody writing about them playing the game. It's like,
sorry, I'm going to take that back. You do see Master Chief's face while they're turning him into basically a super soldier in the process of them going through and killing off half the kids with all of the procedures they do to augment them. And then after he turns into Master Chief, that's the last time you see his fucking face in any of the fucking cartoons or mini movies that they splice together from all of the fucking games. It's a thing. Judge Dredd doesn't take his helmet off. Either does fucking Master Chief.
Real quick, Tip War Battle update. Jack Sparkrow. We all know who that is, right? It's Drunken Crow. He outdid you, BB. You gave 2, he gave 4. So the war has begun, but y'all need to raise that shit up a little bit. Anyways, y'all keep that going. It's fun. And John Morgan has an orgasm every time somebody tips.
Oh, God.
I don't orgasm.
That would be disturbing to watch.
You don't orgasm. You don't orgasm? That's what's wrong with you.
No wonder you're so cranky.
Hold on.
Dude, I'm going to tell you something.
No, I just want to say, everyone, we're going to do a quick thought experiment. I want you to try and imagine John's money shot face. The face he pulls.
Mean. You are mean.
Imagine
it. But you are. You already are. That's see.
But here's the deal, John. This is not even a joke, John. I swear to God, I'm being perfectly honest here. You know, I was mentioning I was in a lot of pain the other day, right? So my shoulders and stuff were all fucked up, so I could not pull one off, right? I couldn't, you know, so I went like fucking 4 days without sperming. And yesterday when I did sperm, it was like, angels up in my ass.
Did your legs vibrate?
Yes, did angels fly out the eye of your dick and then into a sock?
Yeah. No, it was in my. I don't do the sock.
You create some sock angels.
He always has his towel.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a little.
But I actually like to come in my. I'm weird. I'm weird about something. I like to come in my bare hand.
Whoa.
Well, that's something to think about while y'all are shaking his hands when you meet him, folks.
Yeah. Now put that bit of information with John's money shot face, and I've ruined you all. Thank you. You're welcome.
Update on the war battle, the tip war. And so now 6. Billy Boy gave 6.
Oh, God.
Drunken Crow.
No, but I wasn't being completely honest. I do clean out the pipes once a month, but
What, do you have a calendar for that?
No, just
oh God, I'd die.
Well, if you don't masturbate after a while, your dick feels weird.
I'm gonna pull it off at least every other day. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, you should treat it like a car service, John. Just once a month, ring a prostitute up, get her to come over and give you a hand job. Yeah. So you can just put your arms up and relax just for something different, just to see what it feels like.
You know, I actually rejected vagina the other day.
Bullshit.
No, I did.
You're a liar.
No, I did. I swear to God, I did.
Was it diseased or smelled like fish?
No, it was just my shoulders were hurting.
Bullshit.
I couldn't do it. And plus, this is a crazy bitch, and I know how she is. And
there's the real reason. You don't stick your dick in crazy. There you go.
Well, then you'll never have sex.
Well, yeah. Well, that's
because all females are nuts.
He thinks she'd be too wild for his shoulder.
Yeah. No, that is one. I mean, one thing, I was hurting. I ain't gonna lie, I was in pain, and there was no way I could have had sex because I was hurting, dude, like really bad. So I was like, "No, baby, not now." And then she's okay. And then come to find out, she called my other friend, and they did it. So,
well, they're in trouble.
Yes, I am.
Just no. I've learnt that lesson. It's like never, crazy, because I'm crazy, but even I know. Just no. There's certain levels of crazy, and there's some seriously crazy people out there, and YouTube and TikTok are basically a home for them. Like I watched this dude talk about how the satellite man is burning his teeth. Shout out to the Petty fam. They'll know who I'm talking about. This dude is so entertaining. Like what I've learned, there's certain lolcows now.
I'm sorry, Ray, but I have to do this. Real quick update. Drunken Crow just gave 8.
Ooh. So yeah, there's some crazy people. Been watching a bit of Adonis Paul's channel, and he's highlighting some crazy people. So is Hatman. Oh, Hatman, you've introduced me to the dark side of the interwebs and the crazy dark side too. So, holy shit! Don't stick your dick, or don't let a crazy dick get stuck in you, or whatever. Just stay the fuck away from crazy. It's bad, and I'm crazy, and I'm telling you, stay the fuck away.
Should crazy people be allowed to reproduce?
Yeah. If they didn't, I wouldn't be.
That's a very interesting thing, because one of these crazy people that AP's featuring right now, one of her favorite things to do is she gets streams live and starts talking about how she's going to walk in the forest after her baby's born, and it's going to get lost, and it's not going to be her fault, or how she wants someone to beat her so badly that the little kid inside her dies. Interesting question, that one. I'm not qualified to answer it because it's such a fucking rabbit hole that I don't think I want to even go near it in case the ground collapses.
I think we need to start finding the most prime genes and only allowing those people to have their reproduction license to deal with overpopulation.
A reproduction license. Well, you know what? To play devil's advocate,
just joking, people, Machad. Just joking.
I'm going to side with the devil here and say, if I need a license for everything else that doesn't hurt other human beings, like, is it unfair? You need a license to drive, a license to fish,
keep a dog.
Well, the thing is, when people make that argument, I have to go overpopulation,
through more questions and whatnot to get a dog and a cat than I did to have babies. I'm just saying. Nobody questioned whether or not I could leave with my babies, but they wanted to check vet records and everything else. They should probably make sure you have a family doctor and stuff set up for your babies before you leave. Like they'll ask you, but you don't have to prove anything like you do at the vet. Like the pet stores, they want like proof.
Mm-hmm.
They should. Yeah. I don't think you. Honestly, I'm one of those hippies that really feels like a lot of things should be a lot less regulated than they are, unless someone hurts someone or damages their stuff.
Crow, but the boy just gave 10 and said, "Let's go."
And yep.
That's wrong.
Yeah, but when people make those like arguments with like overpopulation, like having like people get licenses, or like people make like conspiracy theories like the chemtrails to curb overpopulation, it's like overpopulation isn't really a thing in the developed world because people aren't replacing them.
Says that we have to worry about population decline.
Well, yeah, because in the developed world, people aren't they're not replacing themselves. People are having less kids, so it's more of an issue in developing parts of the world.
Yeah, eventually we're going to have lots of old people and not a lot of young people that want to take care of them. So we're going to have to open them volcanoes, folks.
No, we need robots to take care of the old people.
Well,
they have them in Japan, don't
and
they?
Then we just need
hospital companion robots in Japan.
Yeah, we need genetic engineering to cure aging. We need to just make it so you don't have a lot of people who are 80 with the body of 80-year-olds. You have a bunch of 80-year-olds with the body of 20-year-olds.
Japan's big problem is though that immigrating to Japan is not the easiest thing to do. You have to jump through a lot of hoops. There's certain countries where it's really hard to get in there. It's like nigh on impossible. There's certain European countries where you basically have to stay there for 5 years, get married, do all jump. Fucking Jesus Christ. Anyway, that hook, I got to put her through. She's getting a bit stinky. I'll be back at 5. Oh, she's a big one. This one, holy shit!
Yeah, he's throwing her in the cement mixer. I heard that.
To be honest with you, I just forgot about this shit. And I was like, "What the fuck is he talking
about?" Talking about
it looks like somebody's smoothing the cement over the floor now.
Yeah.
No, but I want your opinion on something. Like my last stream, people were recommending videos, and it was like crazy people. So we're watching it, and at first I'm like, oh, this person's just weird. But then, like, I noticed patterns with their speech and stuff like that. And when you read about, like, schizophrenia, it's like tangential speech and circumstantial speech or signs of...
the cadence of certain... Go and listen to G-Man, and then go and listen to Kent fucking Hovind. And you fucking soon work out who G-Man's hero is. G-Man is Kent Hovind light.
But then you also read about...
Wait, sorry, John, I got to do this. Billy Boy, Crow just stepped the game up. He gave 20.
No, but then you read about like positive and negative symptoms of schizophrenia, and you see how these people, like, their houses are just really disorganized and stuff. So that kind of like having disorganized thinking, disorganized thoughts, and it's like Shab was saying that it's ableist for me to guess that maybe they have like some kind of thought disorder or that they have schizophrenia based on them having well-documented symptoms of schizophrenia. It's like, do you think there's a problem with that? Being like, oh, I think these people probably might have this condition based on having these symptoms that are heavily associated with this condition.
Well, we got that. I think Red Eye's got all these problems.
Yeah. Oh, my house is chaos.
This house is the house of chaos.
Yeah, it's just...
And John, I was paying attention to something else. I didn't hear none of what you said. So I gotta be perfectly honest with you. I don't agree with you.
You're a horrible host.
Well, essentially, Shab claims that you shouldn't predict or guess that a person might have schizophrenia based on their behavior. He says that's ableist.
No, it's kind of how you make a diagnosis of someone if you're a professional in that industry and you have the skills to diagnose these illnesses. That's how you fucking diagnose is by observing.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like, as long as you acknowledge you're not a professional and you acknowledge you don't know 100%, it's just a guess.
And real quick, Crow, Billy Boy just gave 25 and said, word. Go ahead, John. I'm sorry. I have to do these updates so y'all don't get mad when I interrupt y'all. It's part of the
like if somebody guesses that I have a sunburn, I mean, it's like, okay, having red marks on your face could be a sign of sunburn. As long as they acknowledge that there's other stuff and they don't know 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, even my GP wasn't sure what the fuck this big black splotch was on my face, and because it was been growing exponentially larger over the last year, and they were so frightened of it that they sent me to a skincare specialist because they weren't sure what it was. They're a fucking trained GP that are trained to look at these things and go, and this one they saw it and just went, referring you to another
tree man
usually
syndrome.
That's like not good, but apparently I got lucky yesterday, thank fuck. So stressful fucking 2 days.
Well, I'm glad. I bet it was stressful. I'm glad though that you don't have cancer. But if you did have cancer, I wanted your guitars.
You can't even play those sexy guitars.
I can sell them, motherfucker. Me and Red, I thought exactly the same. I can sell them.
Just sell all my shit. It's like
honestly,
if
Red ever left me anything, I wouldn't sell it because it'd be something I would cherish because he's a very good friend. However, speaking of that shit, I'm going through some shit right now on that kind of stuff. Somebody dying, and I'm about to have a legal battle, I think. So,
well, maybe.
Well, see, I'll explain what happened. My biological father died, right? Well, when his stepdaughter messaged me and told me that the church that he was involved with apparently is very cultish, like came in and took everything, did not tell her that he died on the 28th. They didn't tell her till like the 3rd, and she told me immediately, and they took everything, and then immediately they got a lawyer and said, contact our lawyer if you want to talk to us. So there's got to be some value. Value there. Something's going on.
Yeah. I'd definitely be getting a lawyer to reach out to these folks and go, yes, where's my dad's stuff and where's the will? And let's have a sit down
and I know he's got money and he had some money because Ed was kind of wealthy, so I know, I deserve some. And look, he wouldn't have. Look, I'm not gonna say that like that. I was upset and sad, and because I really didn't know the man that well, right? My father died almost 3 years ago. My dad died already, but now I was sad that he died because I knew he was my biological father. But I'm not told. But I also believe I deserve something because he never did anything for me. So. Yeah, if there's money there, I want the shit.
Child.
If I sound like a dick, I'm sorry.
Back child support.
Yeah,
I had the exact opposite experience because I was adopted and I met my birth family, and my grandmother died on my mum's mum. And this is like the first time I've met the family, and they were the exact opposite of what your experience is. I was offered a car, and it was a mint condition, mid-80s, really just a standard sort of Toyota, whatever, but it was in such fucking good condition. And I just went, you know what? I don't want to be the one that turns that car into just it's a collector's item. So I said, you get a decent amount of money for that car from a Toyota collector because it's in pristine condition. It was like little old lady drove it on Sundays, literally. That's all she did, and she serviced it, and it was just pristine. I looked at it, I went, I couldn't take it. This is just on my weirdness. I just felt like I don't think I've got the right to waltz in here the first time I meet them and start taking assets from a fucking deceased estate. I just went, oh, you know what? I'm not comfortable doing that. You guys can keep all that stuff. And they all just went, really? All
right. My father just bought a boat, apparently. So if he dies, maybe I'll try to get that. Well, he does have cancer currently.
So did you happen to make a purchase from a certain Russian oligarch that may have been looking to make a fire sale from the Philippines before the FBI boarded the ship? No?
I actually make more money than he does.
Maybe you should buy a boat, John. Maybe you should ring the FBI and go, here, you've just acquired a nice boat over in Fiji. Here's $50.
Oh, I live close to the...
I don't see a 30 there, Crow. I think you made a mistake or something because it ain't come through.
Yeah, but I do live close to like the harbor, like near the aquarium, like in Baltimore. So maybe I should try to get a boat. There.
Right. Have you ever been out in the ocean, John?
Well, not really out in the ocean, but in Chesapeake Bay. Spent a lot of time on the bay.
Don't get seasick?
No.
Yep. Yep. He gave 30, Billy. It's on you now, boy. All right. Yeah, get a boat, John.
Yeah, and we can have like a Baltimore Chesapeake Bay meetup. We'll hang out on the boat on the bay.
We've decided the Outer Banks, John. We're going to do the Outer Banks, John. We've already decided, hadn't we? I thought we did. Did we not decide, Raisin? Yeah. Okay.
Oh shit, I was muted. Sorry. Yeah, we were talking about that already. We were looking at all different like things that we could do while we were there, and we were saying we were going to do some meetings and see if we could try and plan some stuff out to get times ironed out and what, you know, who all would maybe want to go and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice I've been losing weight?
I haven't paid attention.
Have you been working out, John?
No, I haven't been eating. I've had issues eating. But yeah, it's a large size shirt and barely fits me.
Well, good God, John.
Eat some food, John.
Well, I've been eating or consuming mostly liquid meals because I've been having issues keeping food down.
Right, you need to order a fucking entire spit roasted pig and just eat that fucking thing while it's still on the rotisserie. Like a
Billy Boy
animal,
gave 35 John. And said, "Eat it, Crow." He said, "Eat it, Crow." Oh, I get what he said there. Eating Crow. Okay, I get it.
Shit, at this rate, you're going to be good for a loan, John. I'll hit you up after the show.
You good for what?
I'm He was talking to me. He doxed me by saying my name. How dare he?
Not too many people named John.
Yeah.
There's so many people named John.
My fucking middle name is John. Seriously, fucking hell.
Is it? I didn't know that.
It is. So now you got 2 out of the 3. Good luck, folks.
My real name is John Morgan. Try to find me.
What? I actually have said my name several times on streams over the years. On Nerdy's channel, actually.
I know your name.
Well, she got in a shitload of controversy the other day on TikTok.
Did she? Oh,
yeah, I was watching this shit. I was watching it. What it is she talks some shit about Tupac, and a lot of people got pissed off.
Atta girl.
Because she said Tupac was a rapist.
Oh, she'd be really coming into her own now because she's getting old enough to have a little bit of confidence.
Well, she's a grown woman now.
Yeah, she'll fucking kick ass. She'll do it because she's got a big fucking lumpy brain in her head.
In her defense, it is out there that Tupac raped
Man, see?
But now I don't know that to be true either, 100%. So I'm not saying it.
Especially considering he can't defend himself.
Yeah, but also now I hate when they act like Tupac was such a Tupac was a dick, man.
I don't know much about him.
He was a talented dick. He was fucking phenomenal on the mic.
Well, he pissed someone off enough to get shot.
Well, the night he got shot, him and a bunch of his friends jumped a dude in the hotel lobby. The night he got killed.
Oh,
that isn't nice.
You reap what you sow.
But he was young. A lot of people forget that too. Tupac wasn't what, 23? 24 or something like
Was
that.
he that young? Damn.
Yeah, let me see exactly how old he was when he died.
I remember everything going back and forth, the East Coast, West Coast stuff, and
Oh yeah, that's right.
I feel like I was 24 just a couple days ago.
you probably were.
He was 25. He was 25 when he died.
Probably still are.
I feel like I was 25 a quarter of a century ago. Yeah, that's actually accurate too. Fuck.
Well, really, my birthday's coming up, and I realized, am I really, I guess it's because of the quarantine, because spending too much time, inside and stuff. It's the last 2 years have just really jolted by.
It's a blur of cabin fever, John.
Yeah.
If John donates, I'll donate some more, said Crow in the chat room.
So he wants PIMPMUNK to donate himself.
No, he wants you to donate. He would. You can donate fucking 10 and makes him donate again. That's all. He don't have to donate much. He didn't say how much. He just said donate. But donate 100, John. 25 is fairly young. And he was young, and he made it. And that's why I'm not disrespecting Tupac at all, because he made a lot of young men mistakes. I made a lot. I was lucky I didn't get fucking shot when I was a kid. Yeah, I can't hate him over that. And the man was a talented dude. He was talented as fuck.
You can't deny that.
He was a rapping motherfucker. Dude had bars.
Hell yeah. Well, he's so good they made it.
And so was Biggie. And Biggie was a fucking genius also. Yeah. They both were so young and so talented, and it was so stupid the reason they died. East Coast versus West Coast. Yeah. So goofy.
Yeah. Violent people.
What they should have done is monetize that battle, got up on stage and just fucking done live shows where they were basically dissing each other, and imagine how much fucking money and merch they would have fucking just gotten rid of. Yeah. Turn it into a big theatrical wrestling style event where the fucking East Coast versus West Coast versus set, and they could have just monetized the shit out of it. But nah, fuck it, let's pull out guns and shoot each other for realsies.
So maybe do a security check. But I think they should have had a live chess match instead.
Yeah,
how about that?
That could have worked. That the gangster
keep
rap
this
been...
battling going, guys. God damn it. Anyway, yeah, I think me and Red Eye should go to battle, U.S. versus Australia.
Yeah. I got a strategy. I'll just
a real country versus whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah, I don't even know what we are. We're a holiday resort for England. No. Sorry.
What the fuck was that?
Sorry,
Razor?
We're a holiday resort for Chinese citizens. I apologize. My bad.
Yeah, I do have. I'm gonna tell you though. Now, everybody was supposed to talk about the fucking spiders and snakes and all that shit, but they always forget about the beautiful goddamn women Australia has. They have some gorgeous fucking women.
Yeah, but we also have Shazzas, and that's like Karens, but worse.
Mm-hmm.
There's kangaroos in Australia.
Nah, there's not. We just made that up to keep people away from us. What? You got big 6 foot tall hopping rats? Fuck, I'm not going there. It's like, yeah, see.
John Morgan gave 20. So Drunky Crow, the battle's back on.
Now, my strategy, if I was to battle Pimp, would be I would just run because I know I can outrun him, and I just keep running until he dies of a heart attack, and then I claim victory.
I think I could outrun Pimp.
Well, yeah, I'm fat, dude. But you couldn't outfight me, motherfucker.
Or just pick one of the many substances that he's just mysteriously, randomly become allergic to and just start throwing them at him.
I think I could outlift Pimp.
Well, now, yeah, but not in my younger day, you couldn't.
Well, the only way you could prove that is to lift each other and see who wins.
Yes.
I could punch you, John.
So he has to lift you up, John, and you have to lift him up. So
like
John's lifting John's.
In like Washington, like you can consent to like have a fight, and I think even if somebody like dies or gets seriously injured, I think you can actually legally get away with it if both parties consent.
I'd like to see the laws that state that, because
Yes.
I do believe that would be a urban legend. It's kind of like
Yeah, I don't
from
think
South
that's
Carolina
true.
that says you can take your missus down to the courthouse, get her on the court steps, and say I'm divorcing you and beat her up, and it's legal.
Well,
No,
I don't
it's
think-
not. No, it's fucking not.
You can't like continuously bash their face in, but it's like you can have registered like fights, and if you do that, and if they die from like I don't know, like a kick to the head or something like that, I guess it would be. I don't know exactly how the legality works, but I'm sure.
Well, you're just talking about the UFC at this point. It's
Yeah.
a sanctioned fight with medical professionals fucking standing by. Everyone signed off. You've had medical you've gone and got an evaluation from a doctor to say you're fit enough to fight. That's not just a random. Like, I challenge you to a fight, sir. I accept. Oh shit!
I don't know who did this.
All right.
Who was that?
Mutual.
Oh.
All right. Someone says it's called mutual
Craving.
combat.
Yeah.
But wait,
mutual
real quick.
com-
Let me read this tip. Let
Oh.
me read this tip. Craving for Raisin donated 30 and said to Spock, I can't come up with anything more clever.
Live long and prosper.
All right. Washington is one of only 2 states where mutual combat is totally
Yes.
legal. Holy fucking shit. Most states do not have a specific law relating to mutual combat, leaving consensual fights in a sort of grey area. Washington state does have a law legalizing
That's crazy.
mutual combat. Fuck off.
So can
That's
Congress critters be like, meet me out back?
Yeah, certain politicians, governors, like if they're in a dispute, or congressmen, it's like, okay, like the vote goes through, no more filibuster. Whoever wins in the fist fight, we're going to Washington State to settle this.
Here it is. Now, apparently, this is according to worldpopulationreview.com, that the Washington state law regarding mutual combat does lay out one provision that makes fighting legally a little challenging. To be legal, a fight has to be overseen by a police officer. Most of the time, police officers have something better to do with their time than watch a couple of guys brawl. The police officer is supposed to act as a referee by breaking up the fight when an obvious victor has emerged. The police officer also must keep bystanders from being injured and property from being damaged. This would make the fight illegal. And guess what other state has these fucking laws? 3 guesses. Go.
Maryland,
Wrong.
Florida,
Kentucky.
Wrong.
Mississippi.
Guam.
Yeehaw. Texas. Fucking
Oh.
Texas. Mutual combat is also legal in Texas, like Washington state. People who wish to duke it out in Texas must do so under the watchful eye of a police officer. Considering the Texas law allows people to carry swords in public, it's hardly surprising that consensual fistfights are legal. Holy fuck, Texas.
That's crazy.
No, but based on what you're describing, I'm guessing it's some old antiquated law from the 19th century.
Right, now,
you're in a small town and everyone knows each other, so it's like, hey, we're going to fight in the town square. So it's one of those old laws that hasn't been replaced. Or what's it called when they disband a law? Or hasn't been disbanded yet?
Oh, I'm not sure, but listen to this shit. Mutual combat becomes illegal under Texas law if one of the participants is seriously injured. Hopefully, the police officer referee would step in before this point. The only exception to this is if the participants are fighting as part of their occupation, UFC, or this is the scary part, or as part of a medical experiment. So there's your legal loophole. Find someone you don't like, challenge them to fight. This is now a scientific experiment in pain delivery. Legal. I love Texas. So here's the other thing. People are carrying. Who's fist fighting in Texas? Everyone's got a fucking gun.
Yeah, you don't want to fight in Texas. I'm fucking to kill you.
Don't start fighting in America. One thing Australians just learn at a very early age. When we go to America, we put our fists in our pocket and we never throw a punch, because here's the golden rule. You be nice to everybody in America because you don't know who's got a fucking gun.
1/3 of households in America have guns. There are more guns in America than there are people.
That's the reason we get along really well. That's true. Well, there's a reason Australians and Americans get along really well. It's because we know you all got guns. We know you all like to use them. You just need an excuse to pull one out in certain states. It's like in certain counties in certain states, you'll get paid to shoot a fucking trespasser on your property. If you can put lead in them and not kill them, that county gives you a couple of grand. It's like, here's some money to cover the bullets, and good work, pat on the back. It's like, holy shit.
I live in like a blue state, so like in Maryland, there's no like self-defense laws. So it's like if somebody's breaking into your home, there really aren't any laws to determine like what's a legal form of self-defense. So like it's like very polarizing, because if you go to like the Northeast, a lot of states, there really aren't any laws to protect you. Like if you use mace or taser somebody and you use like a non-lethal form of self-defense, but then there's laws where somebody looks at you funny and you can just shoot them in the head and get away with it.
Damn.
Yeah, America is just this wonderful melting pot of like, there's certain states, not one state has got it all right. There's every state has got their what the fuck, and same with Australia. We've got some laws on the books from 200 years ago that shouldn't be there, but they are. What the fuck?
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin said it's impossible for anyone to go entire lifetime.
Who said it?
Benjamin Franklin.
I feel like you said Benjamin Franklin.
But like in
Jawohl.
Yeah, in Britain, like it's illegal to wear a suit of armor in Parliament. So
yeah,
it's illegal to play a game of flapjack in a library on a.
Here's a ridiculous law in Mississippi. It's illegal to fuck a chicken. Ridiculous.
It's also
I want to fuck a chicken.
Well, it's the fact that there's a lot of policies, or there aren't really any policies to address laws that are just old, antiquated laws from like 200-300 years ago. So when you have countries that have been around for hundreds of years, it's like, what do you do with these old laws that really have no place?
Yeah, as we have weird ones too, like Pennsylvania. It's illegal for a woman to sweep dirt under a carpet because of old laws. But it's also illegal for a certain, I forget how many it is, but you can't have more than a certain amount of women living in the same home because of old anti-prostitution and like basically anti-whorehouse laws. But they've not removed them, and because it's technically illegal, the schools in this state, guys can have frat houses, but girls can't have sorority houses because it falls under whorehouse laws.
And it's also the fact that like the legislative branch of the government, like Congress in the U.S., which is just on the federal level, they pass like 500 laws a year. So just think of how many laws add up over time, and when they're just constantly pumping out laws on like the state, local, and federal level in any country, it's like not only are you going to have laws that are so antiquated that are hundreds of years out of date, but you just have so many laws in circulation that it's like it's impossible to not break a few laws every now and then.
Damn.
Yes, Crow, we are doing the full second hour, and it is the second hour, and if somebody gives $200, I'll ban John Morgan for the second hour. John will be all right with that. Because, I'm sorry, John, but money's money. Business is business, brothers. It's business. And then...
All right. I've just...
Oh, shit!
What?
Wait a minute.
What? Poop on a stick?
No.
Well, I'm about to burst some bubbles. So when it comes to crazy laws in America, everyone's probably heard of the law about bouncing pickles in Connecticut.
What?
Well, yes. Well, it's an urban legend, sadly. It's not actually the whole story. So the thing is apparently that if you sell pickles in Connecticut and if you pull one out of the jar, hold it 1 foot off the ground and drop it and it does not bounce, it's not a pickle, and that person can be fined and arrested. So
real quick, John.
Yeah.
Bye.
Who donated 200?
Oh,
Drunky Crow did.
Do you want me to be kicked, Crow? Or do
you can talk him out of it. That's up to you and him. But that's what he paid for.
Do you want them to kick me, Crow?
See you, John.
Red Eye apparently.
Oh, I'm indifferent. It's just money's been paid, services have been.
Yeah, money has been paid, and I mean, and I hate to do that, you know.
Contractually obligated to follow through with this booting.
We
so
are.
Crow's ponied up the moolah. So see you next time, John.
Yeah, we got to do it, John. Unless he says no right quick, I'm gonna give him 5 seconds or a minute. I'm giving him a minute.
Crow?
Give him 30 seconds for a stay of execution.
Yeah, because that guy kicked from studio already pulled up.
Yeah, I have a Crow on my show every week, and he wants me to be
No, John. Wait a minute. He says John can stay, but I like to hop in if possible.
I was going to say, let's get Roman have the thumbs up, thumbs down thing from chat, and we'll see how many fucking thumbs up or thumbs downs we get. But that's now.
We'll bring you on for sure. I got Red. I just wanted to say somebody get kicked.
Yeah.
But then,
if I wasn't responsible, I can't be fucking blamed for it. Then can I? It's just like I didn't do it.
That's true.
It's just a bystander.
No, but in Maryland, it's legal to hit your kids as long as they don't have any bruises.
Well, I'm moving to Maryland now.
Right, pickle stuff. Oh, let's get back to that. So, the story of the pickle thing comes from. So they got reference librarians in the Connecticut State Library's laws and legislative reference and government information sections have spent hours poring over laws, regulations, and ordinances in an attempt to track down the pickle law. Finally, in a stroke of genius, reference librarian Steve Rice searched the Hartford. Holy shit, it's in Hartford where my friend lives. Hartford, Connecticut. Sherman Guitars. Holy fuck. So... And they've got Laser Bear, this big bear that basically lays down the middle of the fucking the town street. And just people have to drive around this big bear because they don't give a shit. It's classic. So, 1948, the article concerning the arrest of pickle packers, Sidney Sparrow and Moses Dexler, for selling pickles unfit for human consumption. Connecticut Food and Drug Commissioner Frederick Holcomb discussed ways to check for good pickles. In addition to laboratory tests used to examine the Spareway pickles, he told reporters, you could also drop it 1 foot and it should bounce. The pickles in question did not. Sparrow was arrested and paid a fine of $500, the maximum allowed by law, and the pickles were destroyed. So that's where that urban legend comes from about the bouncing pickles. It's actually just a way to see if it's a good pickle or a bad pickle. A good pickle will bounce, and a bad pickle, not so much.
Well, there you go.
I think like in
what's up, Vlad?
In like Germany or like Denmark or something, there's a law where you have to check under your car every time before you start your car. So I know that's a law no one follows through with. So if you live in that country, you're technically breaking the law every day if you own a car.
All right. And there's an article from the Connecticut State Library's online thing. So, yeah.
Wow.
I always wondered about that law.
Why aren't you on camera, Raven?
What?
Why aren't you on camera?
It's allergy season.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm on camera, Raisin. Look at how fucked up I look.
Yeah, I don't need that in my life.
I need you in my life.
I'm here, baby. I'm here.
I need you in my eyeballs.
I was just checking online to see if I know when I was real little, here it was illegal to have whatever with the anal sex, but you no oral sex, no anal sex if you weren't married in Pennsylvania.
But they face sitting in the UK.
What's up, Crow?
I tried to wear red. Just
yeah.
You look like you managed.
I don't know.
Well, your skin still looks red though.
Fuck.
Not
Especially
as
down
much.
by your neck.
Yeah, that's what I was just
Looks
about to say. Your
purple.
neck area. Yeah, it looks more purplish. Yeah. Looks like you've been choked.
Your room looks nice. I don't know why you don't just leave that brick wall off.
No, my room is trash.
That's what you said yesterday, and it was a lie.
No, you haven't seen my room.
He don't
Well,
want
the
people to
angle
see
that we
where
can
Amber
see
Heard
it
took a
from.
shit.
Yeah, show us the poop.
Yeah. Real quick though, before we get into anything else, if I make $100 more, man, I'll be able to pay that fucking bill. So 100. I know it's a lot, but yeah. So 100 more is all we need. Where's Billy Boy?
If you really want to see the poop, Raisin, that means that I hooked up with Amber Heard. And
well,
that would
everybody
be...
else seems to have, so why not?
That would be. Look, I know people hating on her.
No movie with her. She'll do it.
I hate her too, but because she's a crazy bitch. However, I would eat that coochie. God damn.
After today,
But
yeah, no.
she has like histrionic personality disorder. My mother has that, and yeah, I mean, I can feel Johnny Depp's pain because people that have that condition, they are disgusting human beings.
Anyone in cluster B. That's why the psych field is. That is notoriously your most difficult patients, from what I understand. I'm not a psych professional, but
my mother would throw temper tantrums. I remember being like 5 years old and she's rolling around on the floor, like crying, and like children shouldn't raise children.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I bet she was perfectly normal the second her friends walked through the door.
Yeah, she definitely.
Welcome to Cluster B, folks.
Well, shit. Good on you, America. Apparently, doing the exact opposite of President Trump, who just didn't get around to really trying to assign an ambassador to Australia. We've just got the daughter of former U.S. President John F. Kennedy. Caroline Kennedy is now the U.S. ambassador to Australia. She's coming down under to hang out and have a couple of shrimp on the barbie.
Prawns, right? Prawns, not shrimp. Prawns.
Prawns and shrimp are different critters.
You guys have... Are they?
Yes. One is saltwater, one is freshwater.
Yes, and people remember now. Raisin knows this now because people argued with me one night that they weren't. They were the same thing.
Yeah, I did research, dude. And crawfish.
And I was the one that was correct.
I thought that they were just a type of prawns, so I just thought.
A lot of people think, like, even when I talk to people in England, they would think that they were the bigger ones were called shrimp, or bigger ones were called prawns, and smaller ones were called shrimp. They're different critters. They curl different too.
Yes. Oh, that's different. Yeah. There's crawdads, crawfish, crayfish.
Well, crawdads, crawfish, and crayfish, are they not all the same thing?
Yeah, it's just different words for it.
But they're not the same as prawns or shrimp.
No, but they're
their own critters.
Yeah.
I used to catch them in the creek down the street. We had woods, and we go down there. We just swim the rocks.
Crick.
When it's skinny, I call it a creek. It has to be wide enough.
It's a fucking creek.
No, it's crick. It's crick.
Everybody in Pennsylvania says crick, so I made up my own definition to the way people talk. I also do the same thing.
It's crick.
Do the same thing with caramel.
It's crick.
If it's good caramel, I call it caramel. But if it's that shitty toffee stuff that sticks to your teeth that they call caramel, I call it caramel.
I call it caramel.
I'll disrespect it if it's disrespecting me.
Caramel.
Filthy.
It's caramel.
Wait, you call all delicious caramel caramel? Don't you call?
I don't like fucking caramel or caramel.
Okay, well that's why you don't like it, so you disrespect it. Fair enough.
It's not caramel.
Here's an interesting fact about chocolate. The stuff that you guys in America call chocolate, when you look at the percentage of cocoa in it,
cacao,
that legally cannot be called chocolate in Australia. It must contain at least 15% cocoa to be classified as chocolate. Otherwise, it's
you guys put all that vegetable oil in it, don't you?
No, I agree. Like
we use palm oil. We don't.
British use a lot of vegetable oil.
No, but I agree. British chocolate tastes a lot better than
it does.
tastes a lot better than American chocolate. Once
Well,
you taste
the process Hershey's uses for their solid milk chocolate, I found out why I don't like it and why a lot of foreigners don't like it. Because the chemical that the milk process goes through and produces creates the same chemical that's in your stomach bile. So it tastes like sick to foreigners. If they've never had it before, it like literally tastes like sick. I've never liked Hershey's and I never understood why. I mean, I was raised around it so I can eat it. I just, when I went over there, I was like, oh yeah.
I prefer Cadbury bars.
I've had one
Cadbury's better in England too. Like, even if you get the same product, it's better over there. It's different. They use a different recipe.
I thought Cadbury's were illegal.
So there are a lot that you can't get here now.
Cadbury cream eggs are illegal in America because of the toy inside them. You can get a 50 cal Barrett sniper rifle in a lot of states. You can get an M60 machine gun and mount it on the back of your fucking World War II Jeep.
But you can't get chocolate.
We'll be fucked if we're going to let you sell a fucking chocolate egg with a toy inside.
Well, you can't shoot somebody with a goddamn chocolate egg.
Did you know they have that? You know how we have shitty hollow chocolate bunnies? They get big chocolate eggs filled with cool stuff.
Well, no, but here's the thing. We can't shoot people with fucking chocolate, all right?
We get these huge chocolate eggs, and inside them they're just filled with other candy. It's fucking great. You guys can't legally have that, and it's like, but you can sell bazookas to people. You can that though. You can sell small yield tactical nuclear devices to people, but no candy with toys in it. For you, it's like, what the fuck?
Wait a minute, those nuclear devices are our toys, motherfucker.
It's called lethal aid, okay?
Yeah. I'm going to tell you who is a goddamn gun junkie. That fucking Jeff Holliday's getting crazy with his gun. I seen a video of him the other day. He had one in each hand. Pop, 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 pop. Like, you goddamn assassin motherfucker getting crazy over there.
He's having fun.
He is having fun.
Look, if I ever come to America, we're having a day at the range and we're going to take a lot of money because we're going to be buying a lot of ammo. I want to go to the range that's got, you can get in one of the, it's basically a pod from a B-17 and it's got the fucking 250 cals on it and you just sit it and you go, Jesus. Shoot it with, fuck yeah. I want to get in that fucking thing because you can shoot. And there's another one where you can basically get in a Russian BMP? And you start lobbing fucking shells across at a mountain range with that. Gatling guns, midi guns. Yeah, I want to shoot the M203. I want to shoot a fucking grenade launch, like the military grenade launcher. What is it? Fuck yeah. You guys have just got, I want to go to a shooting range for a week, actually. Fuck it. We're just going to live at the shooting range for a few weeks.
The grenade launcher,
automatic weapons, an MRAP, and a giant field of mock battle.
I forget what the grenade, but it's basically the one on the tripod. You sit behind it. It's an automatic grenade launcher. You just cock the thing and it starts going duk, 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 and you're lobbing fucking 40 mil grenades at people. It's like, oh, okay.
That's the exact same sound. Is duk, 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 duk. I think it's like 6 or 9.
A year back when I went to Memphis, like my relatives, I went out to the country and they have a big stockpile of guns and stuff, and they had me fire a bunch of guns, and they're like, "You didn't feel this vigor, you didn't feel this thrill when you were firing." I'm like, "Yeah, not really. It's just you pull the trigger and something happens."
You're dead inside, John.
Yeah. It's good fun, though.
I don't know. I didn't really get anything out of it. I mean, I don't know. I'm not
no adrenaline at all. It is a pretty loud noise. There's kick. If you're dealing with a decent caliber gun, you should at least get adrenaline rush.
You were in Memphis last year.
You're not used to it.
You know what really does arouse me or get me off?
Oh boy,
runner's high.
Okay.
After you run for 10 minutes, the endorphins.
Are you chasing someone?
So is it naughty when we asked you to run on the treadmill?
Well, I don't mean sexually, but I mean.
You
I don't
get me off.
Okay, well, I don't really get anything out of sex. I don't really get anything out of firing a gun, drugs, food, stuff like that. I don't really.
John, this is what you got to try. You got to find a nice lady, take her down the gun range, start smashing her, and then pull out a goddamn fucking deagle, a desert eagle, dual wheel desert eagles. Shooting that shit in the air while you're fucking smashing it. Then you'll feel like a goddamn American. That's the problem. You just need to shoot some firearms while you're shooting a load. at the same time.
Maybe not shooting while you
Yeehaw!
but
Yeah, but in all seriousness,
the Eagles while smashing up.
make sure you get a contract if you follow through with that. I don't know how well guns and getting laid at the same time in today's climate would do. You know, make sure she signs off on that.
And
some people got to have a gun to get
laid.
So.
You got to be wearing an American flag as a cape while dual wielding deagles shooting him in the air.
Okay, Red Eye just went a little crazy.
I think that's every foreigner's
idea.
Yeah,
and a bald eagle just sitting on a stand just off center of camera, and it just does the big eagle call. Ah! Yeah, it's America. Fuck yeah.
When I go to Europe, like a lot of them, they don't really seem to understand that like a lot of states, it's like a completely different country. Like
that's because Europe is small. So like in England, I mean, like the whole fucking laws and shit are totally different.
I know all about America. There's America, and then there's California. Is it? What is it? Yeah, where all the commies live in California. Everyone's leaving California because it's about to slide into the ocean or some shit. I don't know.
All the commies live in California. I'm quoting you on that. I won't tell them where it came from, but I'm using it.
My brother
California.
My brother lives in California. God damn it!
Like the New England states and like Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, like the suburbs, it's bougie suburban nightlife. That's what those states are.
Detroit looks like a fucking post-apocalyptic fucking zone now. It's just like there's whole fucking entire block of abandoned houses.
You puckle my dick.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like American culture, like people fled from the cities, and Detroit the suburbs is where. City. What's that?
Seriously, when I was growing up, Detroit was this glorious, shining fucking mecca because it was Detroit Motor City. This is where it was the heartland of American motor cars. It was like what no one across the world as this is the place where America produces fucking most of their cars. And
are you 100 years old?
50. Turned 50 this year. So Detroit used to be a fucking mecca full of people, working people. All of those houses had people in them. Now go and look at the suburbs have been abandoned. It's fucking crazy. Why are there homeless people in America? There's all of these homes and all of these suburbs all around America that have just been abandoned and left to rot because the banks kind of. You remember what happened?
That would make sense to give it to homeless people. You know, that would be a good thing. But no,
get a job, PIMPMUNK.
True, they do.
Fucking crazy, dude. Like entire suburbs, and I'm not talking just little house. There's some mansions that have just been abandoned. What I'd call a mansion.
Turn those into apartments, or not even apartments. Just turn it into like some kind of like not a homeless shelter, but like this kind of social residential housing. Turn it into like this community center where it's got like you have one section for like healthcare, one section for other types of social services. Then you have the apartments, like the subsidized apartments. Do that.
You can't do that. You can't do that. It's all got to be about money.
It's too late now because most of the buildings are so fucked they just have to be dropped because they're not structurally sound anymore. But when this all started to happen,
who's investigating them, who's making sure that they're safe. If somebody gets hurt in there, who's held legally liable for it, it's a legal mess.
It's illegal. So what they should have done is legislated to go, right, we've got homeless people everywhere. We need to fucking fix this shit and created a rule set where they could have gone and inspected a place. It's structurally sound. People could start renovating it and just start giving people fucking places to fucking live. Get them off the street for winter. And
this is like
I'm one of those silly socialist bastards from Australia that.
Well, even if it's just for the winter, that'd be fine.
Homeless people in a bunch of high-rise fancy buildings overlooking Central Park that they can't sell.
Well, you're going to end up with that.
There is a place that homeless people can go to that will give them shelter and stuff. Prison.
Well, Florida.
People will make that argument, and in fact, a lot of people will do that where they'll get themselves arrested during the winter, and they'll go to jail. And by doing that, it's like it's the only choice they have, but now they have a criminal record following them around. And the thing is, it's more expensive. It costs more for the taxpayers to have them homeless than to provide them with like this subsidized housing because like they either go do something and they end up in jail. So we're spending money on them that way, or they go to the hospital and they can't afford it. So the money's coming from somewhere. So when all the data shows that it's more like practical to just give them subsidized housing, why aren't we doing it?
Yeah, well,
principle.
Because John, you're not doing that with my tax dollar.
Well, that and if you're giving it to them for free, why don't I get it for free? Why does that person get something I don't get? That's how everybody is anymore. How do you do anything for anybody when everybody's whining about what somebody else has that they don't have?
But
so Pippi lives in a place where the government has created a $7.7 billion surplus. Holy fucking shit. And you shouldn't have a homeless person on the street there. You shouldn't have any services that aren't being provided to your community. If they've got $7 billion surplus.
That's dangerous to have people homeless in the winter up there too. What she's talking about, it was just snowing like last month. Like, no, that's
insane.
Crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy weather to have homeless folks in.
Well, they're good bookkeepers, but I bet you there's not many services being provided by the fucking state government in that state. It's because they're sitting on all the fucking money. Jesus fucking
That's terrible.
That's insane to have like the doesn't make much sense to me. Either they're charging too much for certain things to be able to get that money in the first place, or they're not spending it providing services to the people in that state.
Is PP in Alaska or a different country?
She's in the United States.
She's in one of the states up north. So
yeah, she's in a northern state.
Minnesota.
Good bookkeeping is good. Having a good mix of conservative people who are good at bookkeeping and some people that are interested in delivering social programs. It's good to have a mix of these people. You need to have good bookkeepers reining in the people that just want to go and throw money at all the problems and fix everything, because you can't fix everything. But there are some, well, 7.7 billion. You could have a good crack at fixing a lot of shit in that fucking state that's going wrong right now.
There's nothing wrong.
That's just my humble opinion, though. And
there's nothing wrong in America.
I'm guessing Minneapolis, PP, right?
Good bookkeeping is good.
She said Minnesota.
It's a very blue state.
Minneapolis.
Shit.
Twin
or
Cities.
St. Paul.
Oh, yeah, it could be St. Paul. It's right next door to my state.
Yeah. You live in Wisconsin?
No, but like in a bottle,
Where the
like
fuck you live in?
South Dakota.
That's
fuck South Dakota.
Right?
Yeah, there's nothing fucking here.
Rushmore.
I've lived in this whole state for fucking 27 years and I've never seen Mount Rushmore.
You don't live in the whole state.
I lived my whole life.
Yeah, you said the whole state.
I am the state.
I've bounced around East River, West River. I mean, you.
Well, yeah, like it is kind of like because like a lot of states on the East Coast, it's like you drive like a couple hours, you're going to be in a different state. And then you get into like the Midwest and stuff, and the states are just so fucking huge where it's like you'll drive several hours, and that would be a trek across like several states, like if you're living in the Northeast.
It takes 6 hours to drive for me to get out of the west side of Pennsylvania.
So I am based out of the capital of South Dakota, and I drive 2 hours. If I'm scheduled at my other job for just working a day or two, I drive 2 hours. And that's completely fucking normal. I mean,
like an hour there and an hour back, or 2 hours one way?
2 hours one way.
Fuck that.
Damn. That's why we need to get...
That's normal. That's normal around here.
That's an extra half day work to travel to and from.
Yeah.
That's why we need the Hyperloop.
But I grew up in a town of 400 people. We would travel an hour and a half to the next fucking town just for Dairy Queen.
Jesus.
Hour and a half, I can go to the beach.
Yeah, that was in high school. I mean, we were in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, a lot of those states are pretty desolate.
Yeah, my boy used to go out to North Dakota for beat season, and the only thing he said that was fun to do was go to the church's bingo night with his grandma. That sounded really, really awesome.
Grandma.
Why don't you get your own private helicopter? Bro?
You get your own grandma.
How long do you think it would take to travel across the state by helicopter?
Depends on who's who's flying. Because if
well,
oh fuck, who was it? LeBron James? No,
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, there we go. I was gonna make a bad joke.
God damn, y'all! Man, I hate motherfuckers who don't know sports.
I'm sorry.
God damn. You're a ridiculous human being.
Sports is where they have an ice.
Okay, real quick. Pause, stop. Everybody shut the fuck up means you raising.
No.
Okay. What was I going to say? 30 minutes. We got 30 minutes. If I can make $100, that means I get that bill paid. So if we can, please help out as much as you can. Oh, also, if we make it, I will do something. It's a good offer. I'll do something right now. Yeah. Something amazing.
Dun dun dun.
I will finger a cat's asshole.
Whoa.
I thought John was doing that.
He said it gave him lupus.
Better have a time machine.
What's that?
Oh. That law I was talking about earlier.
Oh yeah.
If you they also added bestiality to that same law, so when they repealed it, they never put a proper law back in place. So for 4 years, bestiality was legal in Pennsylvania.
That's fucked up.
There's still a lot of fucked up laws that, I mean, you can probably skate by, especially in the South. No, hard feelings, pimp, but.
Especially in the South, he said. You heard that, right?
He did. I heard him. I don't give a shit.
Oy. Yeah, they had to, for 4 years, if people diddled animals here, they had to get them on cruelty to animals or agricultural vandalism.
God.
You vandalized my sheep.
You vandalized my sheep. Red Eye does that.
Develop those kind of fetishes.
Ask Red Eye. He fucks animals.
Yeah.
Wait, agricultural vandalism? So if you you went into a cornfield and shoved a corn cob up your ass, can you get, if you're into that?
I don't know. But that's the law they were using to prosecute people if they committed bestiality in the 4 years where there was no technical law against it in the state.
But I was reading about how most people you develop fetishes prior to the age of 8. So it's it has to do with certain experiences you have early in life prior to the age of 8. And it's things one of the reasons why foot fetishes are so common is because of tickling. So
no, foot fetish is a miswiring of the brain. There's research on it that the sexual pleasure center sits near your foot recognition center, and sometimes they can get crosswired. And when people have that experience, they legit get turned on by feet, the sight of feet and the smell.
Hi, Alexis.
Does it for him. Hi, Alexis. Sexy Lexi likes the feetsies.
Gosh,
apparently, the age of 8. Yeah, that's also the age where you develop reason.
8? Isn't that too young?
No, that's about the same time that they're supposed to be able to actually conceptualize God.
Yeah, so prior to the age of 8,
an abstract concept, the way the Easter Bunny is, but they say that you're able to understand that concept around 7 or 8, if I recall right.
Yeah, around the age of 8, that's when kids are old enough to really question. That's where they're capable of really questioning things. Like before the age of 8, it's just like, hey, mommy and daddy say something, so it's true because some adults said it's true.
So at 8, they're like, oh yeah, the Easter Bunny's real, but I want to fuck your feet.
Well, now it's in puberty when they start to.
I don't think an 8-year-old's running around trying to fuck people's feet, bro.
I'm just saying. I mean, you develop that.
They don't start. No, they don't start like having like sexual desires stuff at 8. It's just when you have fetishes, it has something to do with experiences earlier in life prior to the age of 8. Prior to that stage of neurodevelopment where you develop reason. So.
I didn't look at this particular page too well, but it looks like it's covering what I have looked at before. I believe what I looked at before was an NIH article, but I will throw that in the chat for now.
Oh my goddamn!
I'm thinking like furries and stuff. Maybe that's because of all those like kid
Yeah, I don't know what their excuse is. There's a legit brain reason for
I'm thinking that maybe it's like Sesame Street and all those.
You don't know though. Like I would say brain science because there's that case of the dude who took the brain injury and turned, or not, it wasn't a brain injury. It was a tumor or something. And
it's not a tumor.
But he turned into a pea.
He turned it into a pea.
A petty.
A vegetable.
And when they found the brain anomaly and removed it, the behavior went away. But when it when the behavior came back, he was checked again and it had regrown. So there is weird shit that goes on with the brain. I mean, clearly there's more that goes on in the brain than we understand, but behavior can change if you have changes to the brain structure itself.
People who have a temporal lobe epilepsy, apparently that's common where they identify as asexual. And it's also common where somebody gets into a car accident, they have trauma to their left or right temporal lobe, they lose, they just, they say they just kind of, their, I guess, sexual desires nullified.
Well, goddamn. I'll be right back. Yeah, keep talking.
And then on a MRI, they found that I have a cortical dysplasia in the pons of the hippocampus, my left hippocampus. Yes.
I am not versed, but that sounds familiar.
I like the elephant campus better.
Yes.
No, but fucking hippos are goddamn scary. Just in general.
I'm a dork. I'm teasing, but I actually had my baby had a stuffed hippo, so we called it Campus because I'm a dork.
Oh, Raisin. I don't know if I asked you this, but I probably should. So my nephew is 2 years old. I probably asked you this, but I was probably drunk.
I don't recall you asking me anything about your 2-year-old nephew. Go ahead.
Okay. So, my parents say that he doesn't need speech therapy, but my sister, and my brother-in-law want him to get speech therapy because he's 2 years old and he can't really speak.
Okay.
So, like, I mean,
what's wrong with doing that then? There's nothing wrong with getting speech therapy.
Well, yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong, but
yeah, there are lots of things. My son sees a speech therapist. She comes out every week. She was actually here today. He's nonverbal and he's almost 3. So, I mean, he's starting to make babble noises, but I mean, it's not. I wouldn't worry about it, but you can. There are if she talks to her pediatrician, they should be able to give her a list of programs in the area so he can get evaluated. Because a lot, like my son's speech therapist and occupational therapist, he has 2 therapists that come out every week and it's completely free. And they give me all kinds of suggestions on how to expand what he eats and how to encourage him to speak. And they really have some great programs. He's going to transition into the school programs once he actually turns 3. It's usually handled by the districts in this area. I don't know if that's the same for your state, but yeah, definitely start. I would I mean, as far as your parents, it's their grandchild, but your sister has to look out for her kid. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah. But I mean,
pediatrician will be able to give them because if a lot of times if you're coming past 2 and you're still nonverbal, they'll give it a little bit of time.
No,
but
he's verbal, but he just like he can't really say anything other than like, no, we have a dog named Jake, and he's like, no, Jakey, no, Jakey.
Okay. Well, that seems pretty. I mean, especially with COVID and stuff. I mean, how much socialization has he really gotten? Is he understandable when he speaks? Can she understand him?
Yeah, we can understand.
I would still I mean, if she's concerned, check with the pediatrician. If there's something he can be evaluated for, they'll definitely check.
Quit hitting the kid, bro.
Yeah, it's not good for him.
I only hit him once, and that was with a Nerf gun.
Is that because he's a good kid and he learned the first time? No, people don't hit your kids. I'm kidding.
No, but I do have a zero tolerance attitude towards corporal punishment. So many people try to defend it.
Yeah, I don't think it works, but I mean, people could say it works, and I would still argue it's temporary. Well, you don't earn respect through fear, at least not anything that's going to stick and actually develop into real respect when the kid's an adult.
Well, one big thing, you give somebody an inch, they go a mile. So a lot of abusive parents, it's like mental gymnastics.
I don't have to be a doormat to not be abusive.
Well, it's just like, hey, I can slap my kid in the face, strangle my kid by the neck, and if I throw a few pats to the butt in that little physical abuse concoction, I can say I just spanked them, so I don't have to acknowledge that I'm violent or.
Well, that's just mental gymnastics and shitty parenting. You know what I mean? Like, I know what you're talking about, but I don't. I would think that's not the norm.
They use it to gaslight their kids. Oh, I didn't hate you. I just spanked you.
That's rich. Yeah, my mom looked me dead in my eyes as an adult and told me she never laid a hand on me. I know what that shit is like, man. Fuck these people. Some people don't deserve the title.
I got locked in a room with like one window when I was little, but I was a piece of shit kid.
That's fucked up. You should
not. Like you come for flowers with an attic, man.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like that's not.
No, I seriously was a piece of shit kid. I was very violent.
The part is that they got you to be able to be an adult that says that about yourself.
Well, how long did they lock you in the closet?
A couple hours. I mean,
ended up. I'm out, dude.
Yeah,
your kid would be perfectly happy locked in your closet, John Morgan. You'd have all that stuff to play with.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, if it was like, it reminded me like Louis, like the old Louis sitcom. There was an episode where he did that. His daughter wouldn't stay in timeout, so he locked her in the closet for 2 minutes because she wouldn't sit still.
Like I said, I was violent when I was a kid. Looking back at it.
Where did you learn to be violent?
My dad was an alcoholic. My mom was an alcoholic.
So you learned what was around you, so that makes you a piece of shit kid?
Yeah, plus...
No, I seriously was a piece of shit kid.
Really young kids,
Mercy, we're going to have a therapy session, kid.
No, but plus, like, really young kids, like, hitting and stuff like that, that's kind of like, I wouldn't say a 2-year-old's violent because they, like, hit somebody. I'd say that's just a 2-year-old being a 2-year-old.
I was around probably 13 when my stepdad got with my mom, and I was still violent towards my siblings, and whatever I did to them, he did to me. So, I mean, yeah, I probably need therapy, but it's okay.
You've never been to therapy?
Fuck no.
Why not?
Alcohol fixes everything.
It does not. It's certainly your liver's little red wagon.
I hit my sister a few times when I was like 2 and 3. She's like 6 years. She's 6 years older than me.
Put that.
I actually don't know if I did that.
You beat up a girl?
Yeah, he's a woman abuser. Which I think John deep down does hate women.
I hate women.
Clip it. He said it.
Clip it. Somebody needs to clip that for real.
That was so dry and perfect. He was like,
he is just like, fuck you,
not amused.
He is not amused at all by this shit. Look at him.
I think he smiled. I think
I have like a bland like expression on my face.
Very plain old man.
This is very not plain, John. John, you drinking smart water?
Soul. I like that. I like
it's
Soul.
Tap water. It's in a smart water bottle.
Oh,
I reuse.
So it's dumb water.
There's a lot of minerals.
Did you filter it?
Water. Yeah, I got a filter.
John imports his water from Flint, Michigan.
Oh, God.
Is it available?
The chunks? I mean, it's good to have a drink and a meal at the same time. So,
have they fixed the fucking water pipes in that fucking place yet?
I don't think so.
Fucking jeez, fucking yeah. What?
I don't think
you know what? I propose that the people of America abandon that entire fucking state. Just let it get overgrown. Let nature take it back and just drive around it. Pretend it's not there.
Back to Canada.
But there's some nice spots in Michigan, though. Not Detroit. Not Detroit.
When the state government doesn't replace the pipes that are killing the kids and the people of that fucking town, it's just like, you know what? Fuck this state. Fuck this state and all of the officials in it, because they're all shit. And the Fed should be ashamed that they didn't step in and do something about it fucking years ago too. Everybody, you're fired. There you go. Everyone's fired.
Dude, I am sleeping.
Well, the water problem in Michigan is just another fucking nail in the coffin for fucking Michigan.
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
you got
keep
fucking
this treatment in the pipes to stop them from rusting. Or we could not do that and get the water supply from the place that's going to make. Oh, you fucking Jesus.
Only American Academy of Engineers gave U.S. infrastructure rated D+. So
the whole infrastructure in America is just completely fucked.
Well, like working for the city, it's like a lot of like the outlines and blueprints and stuff that I write up just ends up in a filing cabinet. They don't actually follow through with anything. Like there are a lot. Well, I mean, like there are a lot of different like projects I worked on and stuff, and they actually saw like no follow through. So it's like they'll have an entire team of like engineers and architects that work on like writing up new plans for infrastructure, and then nothing happens for 5 years. It just yeah. But I'm paid well.
What?
We need some more tips. We need $100 more, and we've got 10 minutes. Well, 13 minutes.
You bitches.
Tip. Do it, or John Morgan dies. Raisin's gonna suffocate him with her man breast. I don't know why I said man breast, but
that was a bit weird.
You're a bit weird.
Yeah.
You see my boss? If John Morgan gives me $500, I'll slap him in the head with little balls first time I meet him.
Oh, what the fuck? Great. I'm getting sexually harassing fucking text messages from some fucking dude in Mississippi. It's all I fucking need.
I sent that earlier.
I heard pimps from Mississippi.
Not
That's
really.
what he's talking about. He's talking about me.
I know.
He said pimp.
It was the joke pimp. Well, I didn't hear him say pimp.
Well, see, that's why you're stupid.
No, I got problems with hearing.
No, you got a problem with being whatever you are being. I love you, John.
I honestly don't know whether it'd be hard or flaccid at this moment.
Just be both.
Why are you even saying that?
You're talking about throwing your balls on John's face and
that's nothing sexual though.
Maybe
you don't know what kind of balls he's talking about.
Is it
talking about volleyballs or something?
No, I was talking about my testicles. Testiculars. What are you laughing at?
Your testiculars.
My testiculars.
Yes, I'm laughing at them.
Need some what? Mayonnaise.
All the extra ones.
You putting mayonnaise on my balls?
Can I?
Yeah.
Can we mash some bananas in it first?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a BBLT. Banana, balls, lettuce, tomatoes.
We're putting lettuce and tomatoes on there too? You're trying to trick me into tossing his salad.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to toss the salad, go for it.
Booty liquor.
The Elvis sandwich.
Elvis sandwich is peanut butter and banana egg fried, yeah.
Yeah. I thought you said bananas.
Well, we did, yeah.
Balls, bananas, lettuce, tomatoes.
Yeah, I'm having issues with my hearing.
Yeah, I'm having issues with you.
My body's falling apart. And,
It is.
Yeah, just wait fucking another 20 years.
My body's fell apart.
John's got leprosy.
We got 10 minutes. And I can't wait till it's over because I'm so fucking sleepy. But I won't be able to go to bed. That's because I'll get sleepy on the show, get off, go lay down, can't go to sleep. Happens every time. What is that noise?
Oh, fuck. I'm trying to figure out which beer I have left. And they're all empty.
Well, then you don't have one.
I got to go back to the fridge.
Well, you need some coffee.
He's one up on Shabisky. He knows how to put beer in a fucking fridge.
Well, there you go.
Oh, that fucking pisses me off so much.
It fucking pisses me off.
Does he drink warm beer or does he like ice it?
What he does is he goes to the shop, gets beer, and when he comes home, he puts them somewhere that's not in the fridge, which is just, you only do that if you've got like 10 cases of beer and you can't fit them in the fridge. Then you leave the ones you can't fit in the fridge out of the fridge. And then you drink the ones in the fridge and replace them with the ones out of the fridge. Shab just goes and throws them somewhere and then says, oh, I'm going to get a beer, and then gets a beer and puts it in the freezer for 30 minutes. Because that is efficiency in Shabisky's world.
He's got ADD. That's executive functioning, what you just described.
It's like, put the beer in the fucking fridge. Buy a second fridge just for your beer. You drink enough beer, buy a beer fridge. Put the beer in the fridge, Shabisky.
I bought a deep freeze so I can keep the bodies.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
That's why I got the wood chipper. I had too many bodies in the freezer.
Yes, if y'all need some fresh ground meat, Red Eye's got you hooked up.
Yeah, fertilizer, mate. Fertilizer.
Oh, fertilizer. Okay. You can't eat fertilizer.
No, I'm not selling it as food.
Too much
That's why
methane.
it's called fertilizer, you twat. It's not called hamburger fucking helper anymore. It's fertilizer.
Hamburger fucking helper. They need to put that on the box. Hamburger fucking helper. Have the glove sitting there on the dick. What is up with that fucking glove anyway? That motherfucker creeps me out.
It's fucking weird. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Yeah, it's a weird little fucking glove, bro.
It's a hamburger helper, but it's a glove. Like, how does that work out? Hamburger glove.
They should put on OJ on the box. If it don't fit, make hamburger helper out of it.
Master Hand from like Smash Bros.
Well, you ruined it, John.
God damn it, John. We were on to something.
We were, John.
Imagine like Super Smash Brothers, where instead of Master Hand, it's Hamburger Helper. Might you fight? Would that be better?
No. Why did you do that, John?
I don't know.
That was an assertion. You asserted yourself, John. Raisin's a hooker.
Yeah.
You're supposed to say no.
Yes.
No,
Patchwork soul makes a good point.
they're all gonna laugh at you.
You put,
I got money either or.
You put vodka in the freezer. That's an acceptable thing to put in the freezer. If it's good quality vodka, it don't freeze, and then you drink it and you get that cool hot. That's a good use of a freezer and vodka. But beer should not be put in the
Gotta be
freezer.
Grey Goose. Gotta be Grey Goose.
No, vodka. I mean, if you're gonna freeze anything, it's tequila or like Dr. McGillicuddy's, Jägermeister, stuff like that. It's got to be
any liquor in the freezer, so long as it's like
I mean,
proof, right? That way it doesn't. You don't want it to freeze, or it'll bust the bottle. Like you can't go throwing some Mad Dog in the freezer for long.
I mean, yeah, you can throw liquor in the freezer, but it's not going to freeze because it's liquor. It's not going to fucking freeze.
Well, as long as it's liquor
above a certain percentage of alcohol, it won't freeze.
I believe it's 80.
And certain carbonated drinks, like or pretty much all carbonated drinks, leave it in there too long.
Shouldn't you know
Get an
that
explosion.
you're a bartender?
Well, then that's why I'm saying, vodka, liqueur, not liquor, liqueur is not going to freeze.
I think that's the way it works. Is if it's above a certain alcohol percentage, it can't freeze.
I'm going to look it up. I believe it's
it can't. It can't freeze at 0 degrees at our environmental conditions.
Are you talking about Celsius or Fahrenheit there?
Celsius, whatever. Just
80 proof.
I'm just saying freeze. I'm not giving you a temperature.
80 proof bottles will not freeze unless they're subjected to temperatures of negative 17 Fahrenheit or below.
Sounds about right, yeah.
So you can freeze alcohol if you take it out and shove it in the deep space. I'm pretty sure it'd start to freeze up at that point.
Yeah, if it's colder than 17 Fahrenheit, negative 17 Fahrenheit. It says this is why so many people think alcohol can't freeze because their conventional freezer doesn't get this cold. But yeah, it can. It just won't in your freezer.
I mean, pretty much anything can freeze under the right circumstances.
And that's 80 proof. So if it's more than, if you've got like, the shit you used to have to sign a waiver for, then that'll take a little bit more to freeze.
So basically, if it's got enough water in it, it's going to start freezing up. If it's got enough alcohol in it, it will not freeze up in your freezer at home.
Correct.
Now, you can probably take it into a deep snap freezer that does like minus 75 Celsius, and everything is going to turn into a fucking cube of icicles.
Icicle.
No, but Bolin, you're a nurse. Do you talk to like the patients you work with like this? You tell them to just hurry up and die already?
No, John. He would lose his job.
Yeah.
He's the one that actually injects just to die already.
He is Dr. Bovorkian.
How are your bedside manners, Bolin?
Bacon.
Yeah.
Did you say Dr. Avorkian?
I was trying to put Bolin and Kevorkian together, but I fucked it up.
Bolvorkian?
Bovorkian, yeah.
Ah.
I was trying, Raisin.
Sounds like a quirky Bolivian.
Quirkier Bolivia.
You probably would, you filthy animal. I know you like booties too.
I do.
Booty liquor.
That's gross.
You're gross.
That's gross.
Sweet. I hear euthanized. I have a list. Is that okay?
Well, Raisin, I am free tomorrow, so
good guy. We're about to, but it is time to end the show now. So. And I'm glad because I'm so sick of y'all people.
You're always so mean to us.
Anyways, we thank you for watching. Make sure you watch tomorrow night's Friday night show where Red Eye will cuss a small child because, well, he does that.
Probably deserved it, little shit.
Little bastard. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Later, Gators.
Let me hit this button right here.